Dragon Mama, Dragon Mama, Dragon Mama, Dragon Mama. Hi, I'm Dragon Mama, fruitarian, teacher, healer, coach, student of the human condition, and servant to humanity. And my mission is to empower the healing of your mind, body, and spirit in unison. I'd like to welcome you to my podcast, Raw Healing Live with Dragon Mama. Real, raw, live, unfiltered, and uncut. When you make your health your absolute number one priority, everything else in your life is automatically going to fix itself. A true vegan would prefer to eat a pile of their own feces before they eat a slice of cheese.
No way!
Food is not your therapist. It's not your entertainment. It's not your friend. Food is fuel. The truth is, your environment is the number one reason why you are either going to rise or fall in this lifestyle. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You've got to learn to love yourself. So bend down and grab your feelings, jump up and touch the ceiling. It's time for Raw Healing Live with Dragon Mama. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Raw Healing Live with Dragon Mama. That's me. I'm Dragon Mama, in case anybody didn't know that. Thank you, guys. Roll on in, say hello. We have an amazing show today. The title of today's show is The Fat and the Unwell Need Not Chew. It's referring to not needing to chew solid food. What a controversial topic. And to discuss this topic with me today, I have one of my amazing clients, Natalie, who is now celebrating 150 days. 150 days on green juice. 150 days, you guys. That is a long ass time. She has lost 53 pounds and reversed over 10 medical conditions. And she didn't chew the whole time. So controversial. She's gotten shit from her loved ones, shit from her friends, worry, concern, blah, 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 blah. But she is still juicing. She, so excited. She fit into I tell a lot of my clients do this. They buy clothes that they want to be able to fit into. And she bought a dress a while ago and she put the dress on for the show, you guys. She looks good. She's excited. She's glowing. She actually even had a little detox flu over the course of the last few days, but she's here. And she's here to discuss this with us. But before we bring Natalie on, I have some words to say about juicing and not chewing and the idea and the mentality and the philosophy behind juice and liquidarianism. Liquidarianism means like just drinking liquids as a means of healing. Now, there's a lot of people in the raw community. There's a lot of raw snobs out there, right? There's a lot of people who are like, you can't use a juicer because the juicer is technology and that makes it unnatural. Oh man, these people are obnoxious. Some of these people, they will go and I've blocked a few of them, man. There's a few of those bozos I blocked. Try telling that to someone like me who reversed type 2 diabetes, endometriosis, and PCOS and saved my uterus with juicing. Don't come on here and tell me about how juicing is not good for you. It is good. And I'm going to explain to you the reason why. The reason why is here. Look, let's break this down. Okay. First of all, I want you to visualize something that's really gross. Visualize for me a pile of dog shit on the floor. All right. Literally a pile of dog shit. If you've had a dog or a cat or an animal that poops on the floor, I want you to visualize that poop on the floor. Now, when you go to clean the poop off the floor, if it's been sitting there for a long time, the poop dries and then it sits there on the floor and sometimes we got to pour cleaner on it, right? And you go and you pour the cleaner on the shit. And what happens when you pour the cleaner on the shit? The shit starts loosening up, and then you pour a little more cleaner, and you hopefully the cleaner gets to the bottom of the floor because the shit is stuck to the floor, and you want the cleaner to loosen the bond between the shit and the floor. Well, now picture yourself, but this time the floor is your gut, and that dog shit, all right, is all the shit that you've eaten over the course of your life that is non-digestible by the human gut. All right, we're talking meat, we're talking dairy and dead animals and processed foods and ultra processed foods and starches and all these things that are not really meant for the human body. All right, your gut can only do so much. And so we eat all this indigestible shit. It creates a sludge that's just like shit at the bottom of your gut. It creates an actual sludge and it sticks there. And your body doesn't know what to do with that sludge. And that sludge slowly starts leaking out of your gut. That's how we get what's called leaky gut. All right. But in order to clean your gut, all right, you have to actually pour cleaner in it. Like the gut's not going to clean itself. And that's where juices come in. Juices are powerful living enzymes. And what happens when we create juice is we remove the heaviness or the density, the fiber from the juice, and all that's left is the living enzymes. And those living enzymes are strong and they're intelligent and they're smart. And what they want to do is they want to penetrate all the way down to the bottom of your gut, to the floor, so to speak, because there are good bacteria called microbiome underneath there that want to absorb those living enzymes. So those enzymes in the juice naturally want to penetrate, and they penetrate through the sludge. Now, the juice is like a cleaner. So the more juice you pour on the sludge, the more liquefied the sludge becomes. And then when the sludge becomes liquefied enough, it can start to do what? Actually pass through your digestive system. And this is where we start to poop out like plaque and mucus and parasites and old waste, and it smells really bad, and we get a detox, and we're like, oh my God, I cannot believe that was inside of me. Everyone who has ever juiced has gone through this. If you try to do this process with just fruits, you can do it, but it's going to be a lot slower. And here's the reason why. All right. Imagine that you have like a stack of laundry and you start doing the laundry, but someone starts pouring more laundry in the stack. All right. The stack is never going to actually go all the way down to nothing. And that's what happens in your gut. All right. If you pour more fiber inside of your gut when your gut needs to clean, you're just giving it more work to do. All right. Anytime you eat fiber or like food with the fiber, like the whole fruit, your body has to work, digest. It doesn't really get to relax and reset and heal and let go. The most important thing about a juice fast is, or a juice feast, I should call it, is that you're offering your body an opportunity to let go. We remove the fiber, we remove the density, we remove the digestion, we remove all the complexity of eating, and your body just gets to let go. Furthermore, the juice acts like a solvent in your gut. It's like cleaner. You pour it in there and it's like literally going to scrub the bottom of your gut until everything in the bottom of your gut actually liquefies. It's a beautiful thing. Now, the reason that the juicing protocol that I put my clients on is a green juicing protocol is this. All right, we have two types of living foods mainly, right? We got the greens and the fruits. Right? Fruits are electric and the greens are magnetic. Together they make the electromagnetic energy that is everything. Now, the fruits hydrate and electrify, right? That's why people who eat fruits like myself, like we have like this glowing aura about us. But the vegetables, they have a sense of magnetism in them. So when we pour a magnet inside of our gut, and we have things inside of our gut like what? Heavy metals are attracted to magnets and parasites, right? And the magnetism in the vegetables actually helps clean and clear and release and heal your gut. So a green juice fast is a super powerful, high tech, genius, amazing way to clean your gut very quickly. It works very, very, very fast. Now, there's a lot of people who will say, well, that's unnatural. You said you shouldn't use the technology, but they're saying that the green juice is unnatural, but they're using a foam. So I just want to say this. If you have a problem with juicing because it's unnatural and it's technology, you better be putting your phone down. You better be stopping to drive a car. There's a lot of technological things that are good. There's a lot of technological tools that are bad. We have the human brain and the consciousness and our third eye and our heart to discern the difference between the two. Yes, we've been traumatized by all kinds of weird and wacky and manipulative technology, but the juicer, the juicer is a godsend, you guys. The juicer is an absolute godsend, because what this beautiful machine does is it pulls the density out of the food so that all is left is the structured water and the living enzymes. That's a beautiful thing. So you can actually give your body calories while at the same time allowing your body to let go and heal and release. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So and the title of this show is The Sick and the Fat Need Not Chew. So let's talk a little bit about obesity, because what happens when you're fat, your body, so that, remember that sludge we talked about just a moment ago, that sludge in your gut. So when that sludge starts to pile up, that starts to leak out of your gut. This is where we get the term leaky gut from. All right. What starts to happen next is your body's like, oh shit, there's a bunch of toxins inside of my body. And so it's like, your body's like, we need to do something with all these toxins so that those toxins don't seep out of your gut and or into your organs. Can you imagine if that shit that you ate, the McDonald's and all the crap and the sugar and the candy, just went straight to your liver or straight to your kidneys? Oh my God. Right. And that's actually what ends up happening. So your body ends up saying, okay, I need to keep all of this sludge away from your organs. So what does it do? It creates little pockets of sludge and fat all around your midsection. And it creates something called white adipose tissue, which is basically wrapping sludge up in a little container so that it doesn't completely infiltrate all of your organs. And this white adipose tissue gets stored around your midsection, around your organs, but hopefully not leaking into your organs. And it becomes what we know as visceral fat. So visceral fat and white adipose tissue and high obesity are the number one leading cause of cancer, heart disease, and diabetes. All right. So there's a lot of fat people that are in denial about their health. Well, I'm 220 pounds but I've never had a health problem. I'm big and beautiful and I'm practicing body positivity. Bullshit. You are a ticking fucking time bomb. If you are that big, if you're a woman and you're like over 175 pounds, your ass is a ticking time bomb. I don't care what your skin looks like, or I don't care what your blood test looks like. If you have got that tire around your midsection, you are a ticking time bomb. It is going to catch up with you. So the fat need not chew. You need to take the juice. I got some grape juice today, all right? You need to take the juice and you need to pour it down your throat. You need to drink nothing but these liquids until your visceral fat goes down. Let your body let go. Now, a lot of people say, my hair is going to fall out. This is going to happen. I have heard every single excuse. But that's what happens when you put your body into a deep state of detoxification. Your body starts letting go and your lymphatic system starts draining. And so people who lose their hair, that's because, well, your body's pushing toxins throughout all the pores. And so if the toxins are coming out of the pores, the little pores in your head, those toxins are going to poison some of your little hairs and they're going to fall out. But guess what? They're going to grow back even stronger. All right. One person told me they watched a video from a famous influencer saying, well, I'm scared it's going to mess up my metabolism. How could a 225-pound person be scared about messing up their metabolism? If you're already over 175 pounds, your metabolism is already messed up. If you're a woman over 160, your metabolism is already jacked up. It cannot be any worse. There is nothing more threatening to your health than being overweight. So that white adipose tissue is like a precursor to cancer. Because what happens when the body starts making cancer cells is that it's like a faulty programming. Bad wiring in your system. And that happens when there's sludge and backed upness and an inability for your cells to all communicate with each other, because you know what I mean? Like the circuits are running a little slow because your blood is really oily and it gets thick and overloaded and everything can't run properly. So your body starts making weird programs and starting to make like little tumors and bad cells and store away pockets of waste. Your body does that as a self-defense mechanism to try to keep all the crap from leaking into like your heart and your lungs and your liver and your kidneys. But eventually it happens. It's going to happen to every single person who's overweight, right? We're not supposed to be dying at the age of 50, 60, 70, 80. We're not supposed to be having strokes and cancer and heart attacks and diabetes and all this stuff. We're supposed to be dying peacefully in our sleep when we're like 120, 130 years old. So this is your wake-up call, guys. This is your wake-up call. If you're fat and overweight, get a juicer. Start juicing. It's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy. I mean, you got to face your demons and yourself, and you got to have a dark night of the soul going on that juice, but you won't be sorry. Before we get to bring on our guest, by the way, this is my little introduction for tonight. Before we bring on our guest, I want to show you some pictures of her. And I want to take a moment just to thank Bobby Smith and the Fruit Up community. Thank you guys so much for letting me air my crazy ass podcast in your group. This is episode 3 of 6 in the Fruit Up group. And once we reach episode 7, guess what? We're going to be live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and we're going to take this podcast and go bigger and bigger and bigger. But I have confirmation that before I do that, Bobby Smith is going to be appearing live on my podcast, probably episode 5 or episode 6. So that's going to be something exciting. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to interview Bobby, because Bobby's interviewed me like 3 times, but I never got to ask him any questions. So this time I'm going to be in the interviewer seat. So that should be a really, really fun conversation between me and Bobby that we'll be having in the next month. But for today, let's have a look at Natalie here. So first of all, let's put some fat pictures of Natalie on there. Look at her. Look at her. Look at how big she was. Look at this one, 178 pounds just in July. Now, look at this picture, Natalie from the side. Sweet Jesus. Nice and plump. Now, look at her today. 150 days of green juice. By the way, you can download my free green juicing protocol on my website, www.dragonmama.com. Please do it on a laptop. It's a lot easier. It's a 16-page PDF. It will get your ass right. If you don't have the ability to join my community or get coaching, my green juicing protocol is my gift to humanity, because I saved myself with it. I saved reversed type 2 diabetes, PCOS, endometriosis, and this is the protocol I use to save my ass. It can save your ass too. Look at this. She's like a new person. It's like a totally new human. I got a few other pictures here. Here's another one. 137 pounds. We've lost 53 pounds. There she is. There she is, guys. All right. So I've blabbed enough. I'm going to bring Natalie on now, and we're going to have a crazy ass conversation, a truthful conversation. You ready, Natalie? Here we go. Here we go.
Bam. I'm ready. Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness. This is exciting.
Welcome onto Raw Healing Live with Dragon Mama. And first of all, huge congratulations. I'm going to say the stats again. You joined my 1-year VIP program in June or July?
June.
In June or July?
It was like the end of June, maybe the 1st of July.
I think it was July. We started.
Yeah. The very beginning of July.
Yeah, you started the beginning of July. And here we are in November. And you started at basically 180. Is that
190? Right? I started at 190.
She started at 190, and today we're 137.
Yeah, I can't pitch me.
You look like a totally different person. Like you're not the same person.
I am the person that I was many years ago. I found me again, Tracy. So it's like incredible.
Yeah, you look absolutely phenomenal. But what's really, really interesting is that you've reversed 10 plus medical conditions. And we're going to get into that in a second. But before that, I want you to tell everyone, you really drank all juice for 150 days. Tell people, what was that?
Yes. First of all, I just want to thank you, Dragon Mama, Tracy. And I want to thank the Fruit Up with Bobby Smith community, because I watch both yours and his content every day. And if I miss a couple days, I have to catch up like I never miss you guys. So I just want to thank you all for that. Yes, guys, I drank only juice, a gallon or less a day. No food. The only time I might, there was some questionable pineapple a couple of times. Don't get bad pineapple, y'all, because when you taste it, it's like one of the worst things ever. But yeah, all juice for 150 days.
And so what's been the hardest part of this for you?
This last week when I got sick.
Yeah. And that happens, right? And Natalie's journey has been interesting because a lot of people get a detox flu. And in your case, it was just kind of well, you've been well this whole time, and then bam, it hit you right before the podcast. Do you feel
the universe was seeing how committed I was. It was testing me. And I'm just purging all that old dairy. It's just coming out, man.
And so I want to get it really. So first of all, I see you have a juice there. I wanted to cheers.
Yes.
So
yes. Cheers.
Cheers. I'll have a
I
little
got
sip.
a beautiful little glass to celebrate my 150 days, 150 days. So yeah. And I've also got my grape juice. These are black grapes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing black grapes. Didn't even add anything to that.
So I
So
want
just great,
um,
great.
so I have a list here of all the things that you've reversed. This is
Oh,
so
it's a list.
I'm gonna like read a little bit off this list, you guys. You guys listen to this, and then we're gonna talk to Natalie about this. So hold on.
And I'm gonna drink while you read.
Okay, so Natalie has reversed shingles in her left eye, sinus congestion, hay fever,
Mhm.
Hashimoto's disease. That's a big one. Acid reflux, a pain in her right breast, arthritis in her knee,
Mhm.
irritable bowel syndrome, nail fungus, night sweats, hypoglycemia, prediabetes, PMDD, which is premenstrual dysmorphic disorder, HPV, night sweats, teeth issues, and then it just keeps going on from there. And then there was something about a hernia that you told me too, as well as some like anxiety, and this keeps going on and on and on.
Mhm.
So out of all of the things that you reverse, like let's pick like a big couple ones. Like what has been the most life changing part of this for you? Like what's the biggest loss?
The biggest reason I went on this journey, I mean, I've been exploring veganism for quite a while, and I knew I just needed to heal my body, and I had really gotten into documentaries and watching documentaries. I found a lady that she had some really great recipes, all these recipes. It was like 800 recipes, veganism, and it was just so overwhelming. And I did that for like a year, and I just thought, this is just a lot. And I thought, I feel like I need to go deeper. And Jillian Berry kept popping up, and I'm like, I need to look at this green juice. I need to check this out. Like, it was just my soul, my spirit was just pulling me towards it. And I knew it was something I needed to do. And I was really concerned about losing my eye. When you are faced with the fear
Okay.
that your eyesight is going to go, like I watched my grandmother who had macular degeneration and detached retina lose her eyesight. I watched my other grandma lose her eyesight to diabetes. And I just thought, this can't be me. I have to find an answer. And I just knew that juicing was my path. So that was a big reason. And then just the pain. I was just in pain. Like 3 years ago, I used to be a drama teacher, and I was directing my show. I couldn't walk. I couldn't watch Dragon Mama. Like my left leg was so bad. I was so riddled with arthritis. And it was so bad. I had to get all these expensive stem cell injections and ozone therapy. I mean, it probably cost me over $5,000.
Jeez.
Okay. And it was crazy. And I just thought, I just knew there was a better way. And long story short, I emailed Dr. Morse, and he told me, he said, it took 3 months to hear back from him.
Wow.
But he said, if I wanted to heal my eye and I wanted to heal my thyroid, he goes, you got to do berries and melons. He was just, and I knew it. I knew it. My gut, my soul, God, the universe, the dog, everybody's telling me, you've got to green juice. You got to get that mucoid plaque out of your body so you can freaking heal.
So tell us about because some people think that's not a real thing. Like, what's up with like some of this poop that's come out of you, like the poop and the old waste and the plaque? Like, what have you released? Like, how gross has it been?
It's pretty nasty. All those pictures you can search up on the internet, they are real. I don't understand why people say it's not real. All I have to do is look at my toilet and go, it's right there, folks. It's right there.
People think that the husk and the clay mixed together is the plaque, but I know that's not true because of the way it smells.
Right. Exactly. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. There's just been too many crazy things, not only from me, but like people that post pictures. Yes, y'all, we post pictures of poop in our group. It's okay. It's actually advised. So it's all good. We post the pictures because we want to be real, and we want people to know, like, hey, it's okay. This is real. And we want to get the word out to other people. And if we're not willing to share that, then nobody's going to know.
So you've gone through like a lot of stuff during the course, like emotionally. Like, not to bring up a bad subject, but like you lost your dog during this juice fast.
I did.
Mom's not doing well. And so
Yeah.
a lot of people I hear 5 million trillion excuses from everybody why they can't do this. And like, despite, like, tell people some of the shit that you've been through and like what it's been like juicing under those circumstances.
Well, and even just before the juicing, I need to let all of you know PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, is serious. It makes you want to kill yourself. It really causes severe anxiety, depression. Like, it's so bad. So my anxiety and depression was just super high because I was eating toxic food. And as you say, toxic food creates toxic moods. And so, what was the question? Now I got to answer that.
The question is, you've gone through some serious shit.
So,
yeah.
So that was very serious. Going through all of that, it caused a lot of rift in my first marriage. I didn't know what I had, and then being able to eat this way, I'm like, oh, you mean I can just eat food and not have this anxiety and depression? And then watching my mom had a stroke in 2013. Then about 4 years ago, she had a huge chunk of her colon removed. And now she's got dementia really bad. And watching my poor dad take care of her, it's just been really hard. And then I lost my dog, my baby, in July. I had to put him down. He had kidney failure, which I beg you people, please get your dog on a vegan diet. If I would have, he probably would still be here. He had heart failure, kidney failure. It was a whole thing. And so it's been a rough year. And even before that, like in May, I lost my job that I had been at for 8 years, and I had lost a relationship to somebody we were talking about getting married. And so I could have been like, oh, I'm just going to be poor me, like I've done in the past. Poor me, I'm not worth it, I'm garbage. But the driving force was, I don't want to lose my eye.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be in pain, and I didn't want to end up like my mother. And I didn't want to end up like my mother. And that's hugely, like, I've got my little sign here. I don't know. Can you read that?
Yeah, of course. It says, I am my mother's daughter, but I will not have her disease. I am healed and aware. So tell us about how that sign got you through, because people want to know, like, how did you do it? Like 150 days? Like, that's longer than I've gone. You know what I mean? I've did 106 days on watermelon, but 150 days, it's serious shit. Like, tell us about the sign and your why and like what got you through this.
So every time I thought, oh my gosh, this is the pain in the butt. I got to pack my juice and I got to take it to this event with my friends and I got to pack it. And you guys, I even spilled juice all over my work computer. And I'm like, oh no, but nothing. And that was on day 100. But I thought nothing is going to derail me because, number one, I didn't want to lose my eye. Number two, I was sick of being in pain. Number three, I was just plain sick and tired of being fat. I was sick of being fat, and I did not want to end up like my mom. Didn't want to do that. I thought I knew I had like a spiritual, like, revelation, if you will. That might be too big of a word.
Not really.
But it was like this revelation. I remember I was standing in the living room. I'm looking at my mother, and it was just like God was speaking to me with a megaphone. And he said, you are going to end up like her if you don't change your life. Like, it was clear. It was like God was standing there. Like, I could hear it so clear. And so every time I'm like, this is a pain. Oh my goodness, I got to juice and I got to do this. Nah. I just have to say, girl, you put your big girl panties on, you get in that kitchen. You don't need to watch the TV shows, because I was a major TV addict, and you go juice. And you juice and you put on, and every time I juice, I put on an interview, raw vegan interview. I have learned so much, and I watch and I learn and I juice and I listen. And every time I think it's too hard or I don't want to do it, I just go back to, well, I sure as heck don't want to lose my eye. I sure as heck don't want to be in pain anymore. And I sure as heck don't want to be my mother. So that's really what it came down to, like, every single time. And I think, put the signs in your house, put them in your kitchen, put them in your bathroom, put them in your car, and you have this wonderful device Put it on your phone. Put it as your screensaver if you have to. Put your why. And if you don't have a big enough why, then I guess you're not ready for this. I guess you're not in pain enough. I don't know what to say to that.
Well, that's what we talked about in our meeting today is you have to have a strong why and a strong vision.
Yes.
The why is like, why am I doing this? Like for me, it was like, I don't want to lose my uterus. And the
Right.
vision is like how I see myself in my future. So like you see yourself, like you want to like coach people and guide people and you want something bigger for yourself. Like that's important, right?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love helping people. I've always loved help. That's why I became a teacher. I love helping people.
And like one of the biggest things I've noticed about you too, and what's really beautiful is that like I remember when I first met you, you were like an emotional wreck. No offense.
No, I was.
You were so dramatic. You were a mess.
I was.
Because I'm really empathic and intuitive, and I could feel it. Like anytime you would message me, I'm like, oh my God, like I can feel this mess energy like coming through the message window. You know what I mean? You were all over the place, and now you're like focused and put together and like emotionally stable. So I want you to try to explain to people how this happens through juicing, because juicing will get your ass right. It will get your mind right. It'll get your heart right. It'll get your priorities in line. Like explain to people like this amazing phenomenon that's happened to your actual emotional state, because you are not the same human.
I apologize. Little cough. Still have a little cough. So, I firmly believe, and I know you believe this too, Tracy, there is so much garbage in our food. And I grew up on the hamburger helper, the tuna helper, the quick, SpaghettiOs. We hardly ever had a fresh fruit and vegetable. I mean, we would in the summertime on the years that we would have a garden, but it was canned food. It was a lot of processed food. My mom, though, I grew up pretty poor. Like we were poor. We were kind of poor. My mom didn't buy sugary cereals. We didn't have a lot of like donuts and stuff in the house. But I grew up with just not good food. And I didn't know any better, and I just firmly believe when you're eating that garbage, you're going to be garbage. There's no other way, and then your garbage, your gut and your brain are talking to each other, and it's telling me, go get the fast food. Oh, you deserve it. You had a long day. Go get the Coke. Go get the chips and salsa. Go get the hamburger. And I just got bigger and bigger, and my anxiety grew and grew and grew. And that $5,000 I spent on my knees, that doesn't even compare to a couple summers ago when I was so suicidal. My dad took me to an alternative medicine place, and it cost me it was like, I don't know, $9,000. My parents helped me with some of that. It was very expensive. They had me on IVs. They did all these tests because I was a total wreck, and it got me through that really rough time. But I was like, I don't live here, number one, and I can't afford this. And I knew in my heart, I just needed to change my food. You cannot be the optimal person when you're eating garbage. You just can't.
Well, and some people think that like this is really drastic. So some people they're going to be listening to this and they're like, 150 days, what? You're already 137 pounds. Why couldn't you just stop already? Like one of the things that I'm really, really strong with my clients, if you come into my program, I'm going to push your ass to heal all the way through, not halfway, not 3/4 of the way, all the way through. So speak a little bit about that, about like, what would you say to someone who's like, oh, this is drastic? Like, what's your response? Because I know you've asked me that before, but like based on your own experience, what would you say now?
What's drastic is paying over $10,000 for alternative health care. That's drastic. Okay. When it cracks me up when people are like, oh, I can't spend $600 on a juicer, but you just forked over God knows how much on your doctor bills, on all of the vitamins, on all the supplements, on all the protein powders, on the weight loss shots, which don't even get me started on that. I did research into that. And so that's drastic.
when people
Okay.
have accused you of having weight loss shots.
Yeah.
Because you put your picture up on my Facebook and someone was like, oh, Ozempic. Like someone accused you. That's like the biggest compliment, by the way.
Yeah, I was kind of like, well, okay. And I thought, dude, why would I pay Ozempic and Dragon Mama? Like that like his logic didn't even make sense, right?
Right?
So that's just stupid. If I'm going to do Ozempic, I'm not going to hire you. So
Right?
some
You don't need
people
my
just,
opinion.
they write before they even think. So I just thought that was ridiculous. I was like, whatever, dude. I fired back at him. I'm getting my little feisty side going.
You
I'm
are.
getting a little frustrated with people and just their nonsense. I can't
Well, I want to
take
talk
it anymore.
about that. So I want to bring up a sore subject. So you've asked me a few times, and not to put you on the spot here, but now you've been like, well, I have this friend and she kind of knows who you are, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. And she's really, really worried about me that I should just start eating the food. Right. And to that friend, if you're watching, sorry to be a childish kind of person, but that's just who I am. So to people who would say that, oh, you should just eat the fruit. Like, what's your response now? Like, explain to people who have never done this. Cause like, that's a huge thing. 150 days on juice. Like you see the world differently. You experience your body differently, and you collect through experience information that no one else can get unless they actually do this.
Right.
Like you have to actually do this to understand like what is possible in the human body. And I started tapping into that, like doing only 100 days on watermelon. So explain to people who just don't get it, like what is happening inside of your body. Like put it in your own words.
So when I decide I'm going to do something, I go all in. I'm full bore, 100% balls to the wall. We're doing this. And again, it just goes back to my why. I didn't want to be fat, sick, and nearly dead. Yeah. And I said, I'm doing this. And I've learned so much from you, and I've learned so much what my body can do. I've learned that my body does not need as much as we think it does, even with juice. I was told by another coach, oh, you've got to drink a gallon or more a day. I am 5'3". I have very small bone structure. Okay. When I was in high school, I was 105 pounds and I looked amazing. And so I just thought, okay, I'm just going to keep drinking my juice because I knew from what you said, I've got to get that fat percentage down. And I think what people need to realize is when you get a little bit of success, I love the movie Better Off Dead. If any of you have seen it, I know I've brought it up before in our juicing group. And I love the movie. And the guy, he's struggling. He's having a hard time. And he wants to get this guy in the movie. He wants to beat him at this ski race. And the girl across the street, she befriends him. And she's like, you just need a little bit of success. So they go and have this little bit of success before he does the big ski race. And I think that's like in life. If you can just hang in there, get that first 10 pounds off. That's all I needed. I needed that first 10 pounds. And man, I was on fire. I was like, let's go. And as far as to say to other people, why don't you just eat the fruit? Yes, you can do that. But as Dr. Morse, and as you have said, and as countless other people have said that I've watched, I didn't want it to take a year or 2 years. I was like, if I'm going to be all in, I want this weight off now. I want the sickness healed now. I couldn't wait for my eye. I couldn't wait for the Hashimoto's. I almost died, you guys. I have almost died twice because I have gotten food stuck because my thyroid was so large. Do you know how terrifying it is to live at home and almost die choking to death on pills or food? That was pretty terrifying. And I don't think I've shared that with you, Tracy. This is like something new that I haven't shared with you. That was another big why. I thought I've got to get this thyroid down because that's like one of the worst ways to die. And so I wanted to expedite the healing process, and I wanted to get this weight off. And I was tired of putting my life on hold. There were social situations I wouldn't go to. There was things I wouldn't do, pictures I wouldn't take. I was putting my life on hold for so many things because I was like, I just feel fat and ugly and I'm in pain. And I just thought, what am I doing? Even if I don't live a long life, I want to live a good life. And I knew this was my way to that. Plain and simple.
Yeah, especially, right? And like something happens, something, you become a different type of human being once you've done these things over 100 days. Like, Bobby Smith calls it the 100 Club, right? Like, I don't know, Bobby, if you're still on here today, but he calls it the 100 Club. And that's 100 days for someone who did either like all juice or a mono fruit fast, like I've done, all watermelon. Try to explain to people like what happens to you as a human being when you pass 100 days doing this. Like,
so when I have done some things in the past, I'm like, I'm going to buy this workout. I'm going to buy some new workout clothes. I'm going to buy this new supplement so I can lose weight. And I would buy all these things. I can't even tell you how much money I've wasted over the years, just like a lot of people I know out there. And when I realized that this was it, then you get that success and there's just a shift in you. And I went, I am doing this. I am winning at this. And the community is so great that Dragon Mama provides. It's so great, Tracy, because they will cheer you on, and having that accountability and that community is so important. I thought everybody thinks I can do it by myself. I got this. And yeah, maybe if you've got 20 pounds to lose, 15 years ago, I needed to lose weight. No, it's probably longer than that, 20 years ago. Yeah, I can lose 15 pounds on my own, but I have 70, 80 pounds to lose. And I knew I couldn't do it on my own. So the success, the community, the why, and then you just get this brain shift like, I can do hard things. And as Crystal said, I'm a badass.
well, here's a question for you too.
Say that about myself. Okay, I don't say that about myself, but I'm like, she told me that yesterday, and I went, you're right, I am.
You are. Look at you. Well, here's another question for you, because you are an interesting type of human. So most people in our community, as you know, have been triggered and offended by me at least once. And then it's this whole thing where they have to work it out, and we work past our trigger. And then, we come out of it as a better human, understanding ourselves on a deeper level. Because that's my superpower, is to be able to, I'm very, very intuitive, and I know what people need to hear, and I know what people need to be told. And I say it and I don't really care what the reaction is. And because that's how I work as a healer, it's my MO here. And so over the course of our time together, there have been several times where I intentionally tried to trigger you. But you just took it. You took all of it. Like, not once did you cry or complain or disagree or run away or throw a fit or anything. Like, what type of human are you? Like, how did you take the coaching so well? Like, what's your secret? Because I've been wondering myself, because there were a few times at the beginning where I had to tell you some like super difficult things. And I was like, wow, she's not even going to say that it made her feel a certain way or anything. Like, are you like built of bricks or something? Like, what's going on? Human.
So this is such a great question, and I'm glad it's come up, because there were definitely times that I was for sure triggered. But you know what? I respected you so much, and I knew that you had my best interest. And I knew when you said, I come from a place of love, I knew you meant it. And I wasn't going to run away. I can't tell you how many times in the past I've quit or run away. And sorry, I might get a little emotional, but I knew if I didn't do this, I was going to live a miserable life, or I was going to be dead in a few years.
Yeah.
And I have really big dreams I want to accomplish. And I knew I couldn't do it with the pain I was living with and the discomfort. And so when I would get triggered, honestly, I would think about it. I would process it. I would say a prayer. I would meditate on it. And there's times I'm like, oh, should I just go tell her this, and this? Maybe I should just tell her. And then it was like, but why? And years and years and years ago, I was in this personal power group, and they talked about so many times when we have like issues with people, they are reflecting back what we are. And I thought that was really interesting. Watching, people get upset with you at times. I'm like, oh my gosh, those two are so similar. They're reflecting back to each other. And so there was this girl I remember in our group, and she just frustrated me. But as I watched her, I'm like, oh, she's a lot like me though. Gosh, dang it. And so I would just deal with it on my own. And I think that, yes, are there times people need to go to people, but nothing was ever so big that I needed to take it to you. And I knew if I did that I could, but I just worked through it. And that in and of itself was empowering. You know what I mean?
It is.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense. And I structure my coaching like that on purpose. Like I want to bring that out of people, because people fall into what I refer to as a victim mindset. And they hold on to their hurt feelings and their triggers and their traumas, and they bury them down. And then what do? They eat them down. So we have to let all this stuff come up and like let it explode. And then it needs to be called out by someone who can see it. Enter me. Mm-hmm. And those who are willing to have those hard conversations like you and sit and ruminate on the truth when it's pointed out to them by someone who's intuitive and coming from a place of love without a filter, which is what I do. When you can do that, you're gonna end up healing really well, and you've done an amazing job of that. So I want to ask you one other question too. I have this phrase that I use inside of our group, and it's that your feelings are stupid. You've heard me say that, right? So tell people what you've learned about your feelings. And when I say your feelings are stupid, just for anyone who's brand new to this, I don't mean like feeling happy is stupid, because most of the time we're happy and then it passes, right? I'm talking about the feelings of unworthiness, of I can't do it, of self-doubt, of fear, of triggeredness. All this thing is stupid, right? It's stupid. So what did you learn about your feelings through this process?
Just like you said, feelings are stupid. Because I brought that up a lot, and you've told me many times, your feelings are stupid. And I'm like, gosh, dang it, she's right. And I just, again, for me, I just sit with it. But here's the thing. It's so good to be able to talk through it, right? That we can approach you, that we can approach people in the group, because I don't think it is good. I think there are some things you can deal with on your own, but I think there is some stuff you just have to bring to the group and just say it. Like today, I had a controversial question I had to ask you. I was like, I got to ask her. Yeah. She may not like it. It might piss her off, but I had to ask it. So I think you
got your answer too.
What?
I said, and you got your answer to it.
Yes, it was absolutely what I needed to hear. And so I think we all need that safe space. And all right, so what if we get a little triggered? So what if we get upset? So what if we get mad? Oh, okay. Go drink your juice and be happy and move on with your life. Yeah. Just purge it, get it out, write it down, take it to the group, tell your dog, but move forward, because is it serving you? It's not serving you. I could think of a million reasons of why I shouldn't have done this, but there's a million more of why I should.
So how many days? How many days on juice are you good? What is your new goal? Are we doing it one day at a
200.
time? 200. You guys hear that? She's going to go
200. That's the end game.
I love it.
Yeah. That's the end game. January 8th, baby. That's my goal. And I will tell you, being sick this last week, I literally have had to sit and go, is my body trying to tell me something? Am I not supposed to be doing this? And then, of course, the thought just came to me, why don't you just get better and then see how you do? Like, you can't make a decision while you're sick, but the best thing you can do is flooding your body with all these nutrients right now. And it's not my normal sickness. It's different. I can tell it's like a purging.
Yeah,
The whole thing about it has been different because I get bronchitis every year. And yes, it does feel like that in my chest a little, but the purging is different. So,
yeah. Well, let's take a moment and just plug our VIP program for a moment too.
yeah,
Right. So for those
VIP.
program, a coaching program, it's 1 year long. All right. And you get included in all my challenges and challenge Zoom calls. You get put in our VIP messenger community. We have our own separate VIP calls, and every person gets put in their own little VIP pod. And there's 5 or 6 people per pod, and these become like your sisters or brothers. And they, you're kind of going through it with everyone. Tell people how important it is to have something like this. If you've got a big healing journey, or plug my program if you want, because I think we got a good thing going on. It's a good thing.
Well, like I said before, I know, I can't say I think, I know I would not be successful without you and the group. Like these people, you told me they would become like sisters, and they have been. And the coolest thing has been, yes, we talk in the community, but I've developed friendships with women and with, a couple of our guys. And we message each other. Like we'll leave these really cool voice messages for each other, and we'll write each other like on our own individual Facebook pages. And it's just meant so much to me because I've only got, 2 friends that live near me that are vegan. And so the community is so critical, and I've made friends from people around the world. Marlouche from Holland, and we've got Dee from Colorado, and Brienne from Oregon. And especially just being a single person and knowing, like, if I'm having a bad day, I just go on the group and I just say it. And people are like, oh, you got this, you can do it. And sometimes you just need that little push. And not that you want to get that within yourself, but I think in the beginning, especially until you get that success, you really need those people giving you that pat on the back and saying you can do it. And then those times too, when they're like in your face going, why'd you eat that? What were you thinking? That's usually your job, though.
Yeah, that's my job. Well, the title of this podcast was "The Fat and the Unwell Need Not Chew." So, after having spent 150 days on green juice, do you concur? Do you agree with my hypothesis?
100%, 100%. Because people say, "Aren't you hungry?" Well, when I get hungry, I just drink more juice. It's not brain. What they say, rocket science. It's not rocket science, or it's just really simple. And it's so nice. But I go to the store, I know what I need, or I order things online. I'm not spending extra time. Yeah, does it take time to juice? But I batch juice, and do you know how freeing that is? So I spend a couple hours juicing, and then I'm set for the next 3 days. I don't have to think about food. I don't have to cook it. Do you know how much time that frees up? Exactly. I probably spend less time shopping and preparing my juice than people do shopping and cooking and spending all that money eating garbage at fast food or restaurants or whatever. People say, well, isn't your produce expensive? I'm like, what's expensive? Doctor bills. Yeah, exactly. That's what's expensive. Exactly. That's what's expensive. What are you paying in insurance? What are you paying in prescription medication? Some lady, I heard the other day, she's like spending $1,000 for one prescription medication a month.
Insane. Well, I want to ask you this. What else do you want to tell everybody while you have the floor? Anything else? By the way, you guys can follow Natalie on Facebook. She'll be tagged in this video. Her name is Natalie Raw Harmony Life. She's also in my Heart-Centered Hustlers coaching program. So she's currently in the process of developing her own coaching programs. You're going to be an amazing coach. I know it, with your own personality and your own set of everything. But if you want to say anything else, the stage is yours.
The biggest thing that I just want to end on is, if this touches your heart, your mind, your soul, even in the slightest, what have you got to lose to try it? Like, seriously, even if they start out, download your free book, give it a shot, and just try it. Try it and see what happens. And if you need support, reach out to Tracy. She's always doing challenges. If you don't want to do the VIP, do one of her next challenges that she's got coming up. What have you got to lose, honestly? But weight, sickness, disease, cancer, tumors, whatever. I just say, give it a go. See what happens. I mean, I don't see anything but benefit. And so I think if you feel it, watch some documentaries, turn your heart vegan. You can do this. I cannot stress enough. We are not here to make animals our food. They are our friends. They are beautiful. They have feelings. Watching a baby calf being ripped away from its mother right after it's born so that we can have the mother's milk is just not okay. It's just not okay. And it breaks my heart. And I feel a deeper connection with Source, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, since turning my heart vegan. And so I'm just benefiting in every aspect of my life. Now I'm going to start tackling like getting rid of stuff in my house and getting my finances in order and starting to date again because I'm finally feeling confident. Like my dreams. It's like from Napoleon Dynamite. I'll make all your dreams come true. And that's what Tracy can give you. She can help you start you on a path to achieve those little wins, which are going to go to bigger wins, to the biggest win, and that is your health.
Natalie, you are a light. You have been an honor and a pleasure to coach, even though I tried to trigger you with my very, very bestest. You have been
You were.
You have been amazing. I'm so proud of you. As you know, it's all come from a place of love. That's what I want I'm a super results oriented coach and a person. Like I want to get somebody from A to B, and I'm going to stay and do whatever I think it takes to get that person to get there. And, whether it means facing uncomfortable truths or taking drastic actions. And I want to say this, drastic results require drastic measures. And that's exactly what 150 days on juice is. And I want to thank you for being willing to take that drastic measure, because now, like you said, you can take your brand new body and you can start dating again. I can't wait to hear that you're dating like a nice man and that your coaching business is up and running. And I have this saying, it's that when you make your health your absolute number one priority, everything else in your life is going to fix itself. And that's what we're seeing happening with you right now. We fix your toxic foods, so we fix your toxic moods. The weights come off, the medical conditions are reversing. And now you say you're going to start cleaning out your house, you're going to start cleaning out your finances, and then you're going to manifest a new relationship. All of this because you liquefied yourself. Take the time, guys, out of your life. 150 days while it's going on, it feels really slow. But then when you look back on it, time flies by so fast. And if you just set that time aside for yourself and say, I'm not going to be a pig. I'm not going to stuff my face. I'm going to change my environment. I'm not going to go to the restaurants. I'm not going to eat with my family. I'm not going to cook my family's food. I'm going to put me first. I'm going to lock myself in a room all by myself with my juicer and my produce and just feed myself the calories I need while my body is learning to let go. If you set the stage for success and you set your mindset that you're going to do it and you do it, you're going to end up like Natalie, 53 pounds less, medical conditions reversed, and ready to start dating again. Right? Because when you're going on a health journey, right, you don't want to date, because you're going to be dating in like the area where like people are like looking like you and like in the, no offense, but you know what I mean? Like,
it's true. You're going to attract what you are so many times.
I mean, honestly speaking, and would, do you want to date a guy who wants that? No, you want to date the guy that wants this, right? Because he's going to be better himself. Right. And so because you're single and you stayed celibate and you stayed focused and you made your priorities your health, which is what they should be, now you get to go out and reap all the benefits, all of them. And I wish you absolutely all the best. I mean, we have only just started our VIP coaching program. So what's going to happen now with you, and this is how we'll end the show, is that, once you hit 200 days, I'm going to put you on a refeeding program, and I'm going to put you on a raw foods maintenance program, and you're going to be under my care until next July. And I'm going to make damn well sure you don't put the weight back on. I'm not going to let you go back there. So if you guys want to get a hold of Natalie, get a hold of my green juice protocol, get a hold of my VIP program, you guys know where to find me on Facebook. I'm Dragon Mama on Instagram. Raw Dragon Mama. I'm going to have this video posted on YouTube. I want to say thank you again to Bobby Smith, to the Fruit Up community, to all the admins of Bobby Smith's page. Thank you guys for helping make sure the live feed goes smoothly and all that good stuff. And we'll be having our next episode, not next week, but the week after. And I wish you guys all the best. Remember, get yourself a juicer, not to plug, Nama, but I know Nama and Kuvings are both having Black Friday sales. You can get a juicer coming. If you're going to spend any money on Black Friday, also Dragon Mama's going to be having a Black Friday sale. Shh, don't tell anybody, right? Little Black Friday sale there too. So if you're going to spend money on Black Friday, spending on VIP coaching program, spend it on a new juicer, on a Kuvings, a Nama. Put yourself first, guys. Learn to love yourself. That's the nature of self-care, is learning to take care of yourself and your vessel and your body. And remember, the human body is God's most finest piece of art. It is. It's meant to be loved and sculpted and taken care of and looked after and fed with the right foods. We are the living art. All right. Take care of yourselves. Love each other. And remember, your feelings are fucking stupid. All right. Have a great night. Thank you, Natalie.
Bye. Thank you, Dragon Mama. Join her program. She's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.